Thank you for having me.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh, come on. You're one of the hottest industries in America. Good morning. You can do better than that. It is an honor to be with you. I want to first thank you, Bob, for that great introduction, and to all of you who have come out to listen to me this morning. I'm excited to be with you. You are leaders in advancing biopharmaceutical research, and the work that you do obviously is critically important to all of us. I thank you for having a governor here today. As we know with the federal government, a lot of things sort of gotten bottled up. At the end of the day, as a governor, we got to make decisions each and every day. And we get things done, so I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to be with you. It's important to our nation. It's important to the Commonwealth of Virginia. This industry supports nearly 3.4 million jobs nationwide. You account for $800 billion in economic output every single year and make up the largest share of all domestic R&D funded by business all across the country. In Virginia, we know this well. We are proud to be home to R&D and manufacturing facilities for multinational leaders such as Merck and Pfizer, as well as about 200 biotech companies. We have outstanding university research parks all over the Commonwealth. George Mason in Northern Virginia, the Virginia Biotech Research Park in Richmond, the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, and Virginia Tech Carillion Research Institute in Roanoke, to name just a few. We also have private research institutions such as the Genelia Farm Howard Hughes Medical Institute in Ashburn and the Center for Advanced Drug Research in Harrisonburg, Virginia. In all, the pharmaceutical and biopharmaceutical industry supports more than 36,000 jobs and generates $8 billion in total economic output for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Your industry is clearly a pillar of strength in our economy. Your achievements not only maintain America's standing as a global leader in biomedical science, they allow millions of Americans to live longer, healthier, and more productive lives, which in turn decreases the cost to our entire healthcare system. For all these reasons, it is vital that we continue to invest in biopharmaceutical research and maintain our global preeminence in biomedical science. As a businessman, someone who has started several dozen companies, an entrepreneur, I understand that for this sector to continue to grow and thrive, we must foster an environment that encourages innovation, and in turn, we must promote access to the life-changing discoveries that result from our investments. Virginia is rated the best state in America by CNBC. In fact, next month I will travel to Chicago to accept the Forbes Award, once again recognizing Virginia as the best state in the United States of America to do business. And I'll share with you why Virginia is the best state in America for the pharmaceutical industry to do business and how we are at the forefront in research in bioscience. First, Virginia's policies incentivize innovation. I understand that innovation doesn't come without taking risks. I did start my first business when I was 14 years old. My folks couldn't afford to send me to college. I started out paving driveways and quickly expanded to commercial parking lots. Now, it wasn't the kind of cutting-edge or high-tech businesses that you lead, but the experience of a young man starting his own business and taking a risk, it's all the same. That's why I support initiatives that encourage investors and companies to take risks. I understand sometimes it doesn't work out, but you get yourself out of bed the next day and you dust yourself off and you get right back in the arena. And that's what so many of you in this room do. For example, our state has a research and development tax credit. In Virginia, this is a refundable tax credit. So if a company is not profitable or otherwise owes no tax in a given year, that credit is refundable in cash. Just this year, our General Assembly raised the cap of available credits from $5 to $6 million. Virginia has angel investor tax credits to promote investment in new businesses and innovative technologies that provide the angel investor with an immediate return on their money. I know that other states have credits, but ours is one of the best in the nation, with a 50% leverage of the first $50,000 an investor puts in to a qualified Virginia startup. We have a 100% capital gains tax exclusion for investors and founders in early-stage biotech startup companies that are located in Virginia. If their investments are successful, those entrepreneurs and investors are exempt from paying state income tax on their long-term capital gains throughout their entire investment. Not a lot of states can say that. Well, we've taken a lot of risks with our tax code to incentivize businesses. Is it working? Are we creating an environment for innovation? You can just ask the leaders at Merck with its Stonewall plant in Elkton, Virginia, in the Shenandoah Valley. For years and years, this was an outstanding facility for the manufacturing of traditional pharmaceuticals. Over the last several years, Merck has made large investments to transform that facility into an even better state-of-the-art vaccine and biologics manufacturing plant. And as you know, these are the drugs of the future. We now have over 1,000 employees there. Then there is the Health Diagnostic Laboratory based in Richmond, Virginia, led by CEO Tanya Mallory, Ernst & Young's Entrepreneur of the Year in 2012. HDL began in 2009 with 3 employees. And today, just 5 years later, there are over 840 employees in that company. They offer a comprehensive panel of novel biomarkers that allow early detection of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and liver disease. They are the largest cardiovascular and diabetes testing lab of its kind anywhere in the world. They just completed a $100 million headquarters expansion in Richmond, which I will help cut the ribbon next week. And if you ask Tanya why she's in Virginia, she said she looked all over the world and it was the best place for her to start her business. HDL happens to also be the official health and wellness partner of the Washington Redskins. Second, they could use a little more wellness, I think, as we get to the new season. I'm a big fan, but we got some work to do. Don't tell Dan I said that. I'm just trying to. Second, in Virginia, we understand that nothing moves forward without investment. In Virginia, we are willing to make investments that unleash and leverage private dollars to promote innovation. We put our money where our mouth is and demonstrate our commitment to innovation. Let me tell you about a few of the programs that we offer in Virginia. We have the GAP funding program that invests in companies with high potential for achieving rapid growth and economic return. The program is for pre-venture companies in the Capital Gap who are headquartered in Virginia and want to grow their businesses there. The investments are meant to trigger larger angel or VC investments. We have what we call the Commonwealth Research Commercialization Fund, which advances R&D and commercialization in Virginia by awarding grants and giving loans. This fund supports a number of programs, including a matching funds program that helps universities, research institutions, and federal labs leverage federal and private funds to commercialize research or new technologies. There is also the Facilities Enhancement Loan Program to help finance or upgrade facilities used to commercialize research and technologies. And finally, there is the Small Business Innovation Research Program, which provides matching funds for young Virginia-based businesses who are ready to take their discoveries to market. Our General Assembly just appropriated another $4.8 million to fund for 2014. Last year, the fund gave out $3 million in awards. We invested in projects to develop groundbreaking diagnostics and treatment options for some of the most challenging cancers, including brain cancer, kidney, and pancreatic cancer. Our projects focused on parasitic diseases and research to treat and prevent diabetes. Those innovative solutions were helping to solve important state, national, and international problems through research, development, and commercialization. HomoShear, based in Charlottesville, Virginia, has taken advantage of some of Virginia's incentives to develop an extraordinary technology that could revolutionize drug development in the world. Developed by researchers at the University of Virginia, HemoShear has tissue culture technology that accurately replicates the biology of human organ systems and diseases in the laboratory. It would allow new life-saving drug therapies to get to patients faster by streamlining the testing of drugs and turning the traditional drug development cycle on its head. Not surprisingly, NIH has been very interested in this technology. In addition to taking advantage of several of our state grant and loan programs that I've already mentioned, the company has received the support by 4 separate divisions of NIH and has received the largest ever small business innovation research grant from NHLBI. In Virginia, we recognize that finding innovative solutions often happens through collaboration. We also know that our greatest strengths are our academic research centers and universities, like the University of Virginia, Virginia Tech, Old Dominion University, George Mason, and James Madison. We have top-rated universities in literally every part of our state. They are each research leaders in their own right, but working together, we recognize that these research centers and universities have the potential for innovation and economic growth that is much greater than any of them if they were working alone. That is why we are deliberately incentivizing collaboration through our Virginia Biosciences Health Research Corporation, also known as the Catalyst. The Catalyst is a new idea. It is a nonprofit entity funded at $5 million from our state's general funds that has also received contributions from 5 and just about to be 6 schools and universities in our state. The Catalyst gives out grants up to $800,000 per year for significant bioscience projects that address issues in areas of unmet need. The best thing about these grants is that they can only be awarded to collaborations between at least 2 of our Virginia universities and 1 private industry partner. The objective is to create stronger working partnerships that lead to greater collaboration, more movement of ideas and technology from academia to industry and to our healthcare delivery systems. In just a few days, the Catalyst will be announcing its first round of grantees, over $3 million in state and private dollars. We know that our efforts to promote productive collaboration are now working. Our Virginia Tech Carilion Research Institute in Roanoke is a great example of what you can do with collaboration. The Commonwealth, Virginia Tech, and Carilion Healthcare System all co-founded the creation of a new medical school and a new hospital, and research institute has now been moved to that same location. This research institute is driving Virginia to fast becoming a world leader in brain research. VTCRI is now the hub of the world's only network of over 12 MRI machines used to perform functional brain scanning. This network is used to perform hyperscanning, scanning multiple individuals at sites across the world simultaneously. Developed by Professor Reed Montague, this invention is providing unprecedented insight into how the human brain functions. It will change the way we understand and diagnose conditions such as autism, Alzheimer's, and addiction. This is just one exciting example of what happens when institutions come together in Virginia to collaborate. Now, we know in Virginia that when we talk about collaboration, we are not just talking about providing direct support or incentives to our researchers and private partners. We are talking about investing in the STEM-age workforce of the future. Because if we do not have the workforce to power these innovations, they simply will not happen. Virginia is already a leader when it comes to workforce. Virginia's tech industry ranks 4th in the nation, employing over 285,000 people. In fact, Virginia leads the nation with the highest concentration of tech workers. 1 in every 10 private sector workers in Virginia. But we must continue to strengthen that pipeline for our science and tech workforce. We must support our universities in attracting the best and brightest researchers and scientists. I have placed an enormous emphasis on our community colleges. I am proud to say that I am the first governor in Virginia to have visited all 23 community colleges throughout the Commonwealth. They are on the front lines of our economy to prepare our workers for jobs of the future and to retrain them for the new jobs. We are also increasing on-site collaboration with our high schools through our science academies and internships to get students into the education and STEM-age pipeline who otherwise may not have thought about it. Finally, in Virginia, I am committed to supporting access to life-saving pharmaceuticals and therapies. I believe the first and foremost way that we can do that in Virginia is to close the Medicaid coverage gap. I'm sure many of you have read this debate in the newspapers. I have made this the top priority of my administration, and I promise you, I will get this done. We have over 1 million uninsured individuals in Virginia. Over 400,000 of them could potentially gain health coverage if we could close the coverage gap. That means that over 400,000 people would gain access to pharmaceuticals and therapeutics that can improve and save their lives. We know that closing the gap will bring back state money that we are paying in new taxes and fees every single day. In fact, as of today, we have shipped $504 million to the federal government that we didn't bring back. We need to end that. And that access to the technologies and therapies that expand your customer base can ultimately save healthcare costs in the future, obviously by keeping folks healthier. Our push to expand coverage also comes at a time when we recognize the need to address health disparities in Virginia. The annual cost of health disparities for stroke, heart disease, cancer, injury, low birth weight costs the Commonwealth of Virginia $917 million per year. Widening access to care will increase diversity in clinical trials, which will ultimately reduce health disparities while ensuring the safety and the effectiveness of potential new therapies. To conclude, I hope it is clear to all of you that in Virginia and the office of the governor that you will find a business-friendly partner. As you know, we have one of the lowest tax rates in the nation. Many of the other states keep raising taxes, folks. We don't. Our regulations are light in an effort to support the businesses that drive economic growth and prosperity for the Commonwealth. It does not help your industry to grow when you have to navigate the complex regulatory landscape of 50 different states. When it comes to biopharmaceuticals, Virginia has the most to offer. We recognize this is a time of dramatic change and incredible opportunity in the industry. Now it is time to come together to leverage federal, state, and private resources to invest in growth and innovation in the biopharmaceutical industry. I am committed to doing my part in the Commonwealth of Virginia to ensure continued innovation, as well as access to the discoveries that can do so much for so many. I want all of you to know that my door is always open. Those in this room who know me well, I don't believe in sleep. I say sleep when you are dead. You have the ability to call me at any time. If you have your headquarters in other states, it is time to move to Virginia. Low taxes, low regulations, pro-business. You come to Virginia, great universities. We have beaches, we have mountains. We are close to the federal government. The FDA is just a couple miles away. NIH is next door. The patent office. We got it all, folks. If you want to save your business and you want them to grow, come to the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you very much.